2021, a year that strived hard to heal the wounds of the pandemic that 2020 inflicted on us. On one hand, we were struggling to find a cure from the virus, but on the other hand, crime surged incessantly. Coming to Kerala, this year witnessed a series of shocking crimes happening repeatedly in the state. Those were the killings to avenge the rejection of romantic proposals. Certainly, such incidents are not new here, but all the killings reported last year in the name of rejection were so brutal and well planned. Who should be blamed for such crimes? The assailants, or the law and order system, or the society that cares little for mental health? The first in the string of the rejection violence that petrified Kerala in 2021 was the murder of a BDS student Manasa at the house in which she was living on rent. She was shot dead by Rakhil, the stalker who shot himself to death after killing her. During the probe, police found that the culprit executed the crime precisely after a month-long planning. In order to kill Manasa, he managed to buy a gun from Bihar, and the police said that he must have also been trained to use a gun. Kannur native Rakhil rented a room near Manasa's house in Kodamangalam, all to keep a close watch on her. Such a heinous revenge for no reason, and that too with a gun, was a freezing news reported in July. 1 month after this incident, another similar crime happened at Nedumangada in Thiruvananthapuram district. 20-year-old Surya Gayatri was stabbed several times from head to toe at her residence by her friend Arun. The accused did not even spare her physically challenged parents. He brutally injured them too. The next pre-planned murder turned up in a college campus in Pala. After the lockdown, Nidhina Mol, a UG student, went back to the college to attend the final semester exams. But her classmate Abhishek Baiju slit her throat using a paper cutter while other students were watching. Though Abhishek told the police that he had no plans to kill Nidhina and his intention was to inflict injuries on himself and scare her, police ruled out his statement because the investigation revealed that he was well prepared for the murder. It is believed that he bought a blade a week before the murder and got trained on how to use it. He had sent a message to his friend saying he would kill Nidhina and had also threatened her mother. A few days back, a similar dreadful event took place in Thikkodi of Kozhikode. The locals found a girl being set ablaze in broad daylight in front of the Thikkodi Panchayat. The victim Krishna Priya had joined the Panchayat office only 8 days before the mishap. The assailant Nandakumar blocked her on the way to the office as he wanted to talk. He immediately doused her in petrol and set her ablaze. He also attempted to end his life in the same way and succumbed to the injuries later. By killing her, he ruined the hope of her financially weak family. In most cases, we perceive the cold-blooded murders as instinctive. But these recent occurrences suggest the accused were well planned ahead of the crime. We must accept that extreme cases of suspicion, jealousy, estrangement, and vengeance are mental illnesses that require proper treatment. Such emotions could end up in severe depression or mental issues that could claim many lives. Anyone may go through the triad of depression, hopelessness, helplessness, and worthlessness at any point in their lives. It has no age limit either. Even a child aged 5 years may face it. So, it is high time we focused on the importance of mental health just as other physical ailments.